Hi everybody. Today I am doing the word from the shed from our living room because the contrast in the sky, the bright blue and the grey of the clouds coming past, makes light extremely difficult in my shed. Today I want to talk a little bit about Dietrich Bonhoeffer, very influential in my early Christian life through his book Discipleship. Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a German evangelical theologian and pastor during the years of the rise of Hitler and the Second World War. And his Christian faith wouldn't allow him to live under the governance of Adolf Hitler. So he and some others formed what was known as the Confessing Church, those who stood out against the injustices that were going on at the time. And he was imprisoned toward the end of the war, and only about a month before VE Day, he was taken out and executed by hanging. He committed no crime, he just stood against what was a terrible, tyrannical regime. And during his confinement in prison, he wrote a poem which I hope will help those of us who feel confined and cut off through this COVID-19 epidemic. Who Am I? By Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Who am I? They often tell me I step from my cell's confinement calmly, cheerfully, firmly, like a squire from his country house. Who am I? They often tell me I used to speak to my warders freely, friendly, and clearly, as though it were mine to command. Who am I? They also tell me I bore the days of misfortune equably, smilingly, proudly, like one accustomed to win. Am I then really that which other men tell me of? Or am I only what I myself know of myself? Restless and longing and sick like a bird in a cage, struggling for breath as though hands were compressing my throat, yearning for colours, for flowers, for the voices of birds, thirsting for words of kindness, for neighbourliness, tossing in expectation of great events, powerlessly trembling for friends at an infinite distance, weary and empty at praying, at thinking, at making, faint and ready to say farewell to it all. Who am I? This or the other? Am I one person today and tomorrow another? Am I both at once? A hypocrite before others, before myself a contemptible, woebegone weakling? Or is something within me like a beaten army, fleeing in disorder from victory already won? Who am I? They mock me, these lonely questions of mine. Whoever I am, thou knowest, O God, I am thine. Now maybe in our confinement we find ourselves asking questions. Who am I? Where have I been in this life? Where am I now? Where am I going? What's it all been about? Are there things I wish I hadn't done or said? Are there opportunities I missed? Are there failures that hurt? Have things been done to me which have stunted my growth? Many things come to the surface when we're in confinement. Jesus himself, in a way, was confined because he came from God to this planet to live amongst us. He came from perfection to imperfection. He came from beauty to ugliness. Now when I say that, we do have a beautiful planet, but my goodness me, there's some ugliness in the way we behave as well, isn't there? So he was confined from heaven by earth. And when he went to the cross to die for us, It was in that confinement, those constraints of this planet, which he was free from before he came. He went through death, which in a way is the ultimate confinement. That sort of traps us forever in a place without God. But then he rose again, and he broke the bonds of earthly confinement and went back to his Father in heaven. And he left a promise that for all those who believe in him, in his death, life and resurrection, why he came, that he is the Son of God, that they too will break the bounds of their confinement. So in our mini confinement, here now as it were, we should be pondering these things and pour all our questions on Jesus, all our doubts and fears, our need for forgiveness especially, to ask him to forgive us, to come and fill our lives with his Spirit. And then with that comes a great hope that will take us beyond our present confinement on this planet to the kingdom of God, the everlasting kingdom of God after death, where we will constantly be in the presence of God our Father. So keep on keeping on, my friends. Keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. Trust in him, for he is worthy of our trust. Please do look at some of the links you might find helpful in the description box below. And I'd love you to share this video if you feel like it, and to subscribe. So we'll see you for our next video. God bless you. Bye for now.